Hey guys, today I just want to talk a little bit about clearing your mind to clear your soul. Now, there's a lot of people who really struggle with feeling good in life. Life can be so overwhelming that sometimes we just can't deal with things and we just find ourselves stuck. Now, what's usually going on is that our thoughts and our minds are causing contractions in our bodies, which can sometimes lead us to some of these very dark, anxious, fearful, and just horrible places, which can be very painful, not only mentally, but also physically. Now, if you are going through that, it's really important that you do reach out and obtain help. Sometimes it's very hard to navigate these things on your own. So you may need medication, or you may need to get to a really good psychologist, or just someone you can really talk to about how you're feeling. Now, what you've got to start to focus on when you're going through these things is clearing your mind. So you have to find some tools and some ways of clearing your headspace. Now, when your mind is very jumbled up, it's very, very hard to get it clear. Now, that's why I talk sometimes about medication can help a lot of people, because medication has a way of slowing your thoughts down, and you can actually start to compartmentalize your thoughts. And I think that's why suicide in men can be so hard sometimes, because they are so used to compartmentalizing, whereas women, we're very used to having a very busy and active mind, and that is something that we're kind of used to. So as much as we still can suffer depression and suicidal thoughts and that, it seems that we are able to sort of unjumble, if that is a word, our thoughts a little bit easier than men get very consumed when they're very jumbled up. Now, in order to actually clear your mind, you've got to actually start to slow your mind down. So the ways that you do this is you start with the small things. So you look at getting out in nature, you look at exercise, you look at going to a movie, you look at doing the things that can distract your thoughts and what's going on in the mouse wheel of your own mind. Now, you might just go for a walk with your dog, and sometimes that can be enough to distract you. That might be 20 minutes where you're just out, the wind's blowing against your face, and you're looking at the trees and the cars going past and your dog's having a bark. Like, that's an example of a distraction for 20 minutes. You might do something else. You might take your horse out for a ride. You might, go go-karting, or go on your motorbike if you're a male or a female. There's so many things that you can do. Now, I've got many other videos on specific subjects around this, how to clear your mind, how to use decluttering as well to start to clear your mind. So really what you want to focus on is anything that's going to sort of physically keep you busy. So I talk a lot about passions and being creative, and that's something else, because when you're very busy, focused on one thing, it's very hard to think about other things that are going on in your mind. So, for example, if you're gardening and you're digging and you're putting new plants into your garden, it's very hard to actually think all those busy thoughts. Yes, they will pop into your head sometimes, but not always. You will get 10 or 15 minutes break. You might be a really passionate cook. That's another example. And you find when you're cooking and you go and find the ingredients at the shop and you come back, that can interrupt your thoughts. So these are the ways that you start to shift your life from having that very, very cluttered mind and starting to get some clarity in your life. Look, I know it's not easy. I have suffered depression. I know how it feels to feel suicidal, and I have found ways to free myself of that pain and that tightness, awful tightness in the body that I used to experience. So I'm only sharing things that have worked for me, and look, I'm hoping they'll work for you too. We all have different things that work, but it's certainly worth a try. If you're going down any of these roads of fear, anxiety, these are the ways that you start to shift it. You start to do things in baby steps. Now, if you get on and watch some of our videos, I've also got some about setting goals. So you can set goals that are very small and achievable, and eventually you can work on setting bigger goals. So you can actually eventually book a holiday, and that's an example of long term when you start to feel better. you can book a holiday, so it gives you something to look forward to. You know, you might just book somewhere and go out for a really beautiful dinner and enjoy a really nice meal. You need to have things to look forward to, because if otherwise you will just stay stuck. Now, these are just a few tips that will hopefully help you today. If you're feeling really cluttered and everything's getting on top of you, please go and try some of these things. I know that they work from my own experience. And look, hopefully they'll help you, rather than just letting yourself just everything closing on you and everything shut down. Please don't let that happen. Please try and go and make some changes, because only you can do this. Nobody else can kind of grab you and say, off we go, let's fix everything. We know that you're feeling really cluttered up and you're overwhelmed. Well, no one can actually see that. It's not visible. So you've actually got to start to reach out to people as well, and sort of be proactive in getting yourself better and helping yourself to get well. So look, thanks to my subscribers who are subscribing to my channel. If you'd like to just subscribe, that would be great. Please hit the like button, because that helps as well. And hopefully share these videos with anyone that might be needing it, because when you're in that awful contracted place, it's a terrible, terrible place to be. So thanks for watching today, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.